First-round draft pick Mekhi Becton hopes to be at the forefront of this rebuild.
Coming in the one-just drive was just great. It's just being able to, like, especially that drive to come through and just see the field, see the whole facility. I mean, it was just great. It's great to finally be in the building.
Throughout his short time at One Jets Drive, the 6'7", 360-pounder is already turning heads.
When you look at him, he looks like the mountain, and it's awesome, you know? It's intimidating. He looks like the Great Wall of Green.
You could tell he's like a guy who literally wants to hit people. Like that's all he wants to do. He don't want to play around. He wants to just run into somebody and smack him. You know what I'm saying? I love that.
With Mekhi, you get a sense that he's swimming right now?
Nope. Not even close to swimming. He looks like he's been doing this for a minute.
Last one, left foot, last one, left foot.
Becton wasn't always thinking about making it to the NFL. As a young kid in Richmond, Virginia, he was just thinking about making it out.
The recent RVA violence stats are mind-boggling. One woman we spoke with says it's hard to wrap your mind around the bloodshed that's been going on in this city for the past couple of days, saying she never thought it would hit so close to home.
It's hard to come out of Richmond. Like, I mean, people don't make it to 21 in Richmond, so I mean, you gotta pretty much just find what you need to do and get out.
So it's tough. So in Hollow Springs, it's kind of that one-stop-like town feeling. When you're in Hollow Springs right now, man, there's not a lot of industries around us. Of course, you got to get into Richmond for work. And the houses are not real big. There's not a lot of people moving in. So the kids are kind of there, and it's an incubator, man, for athletics, right? So it's nothing else to do. You don't have a lot of money. So kids are just outside, and because of it, it's become a hotbed.
For Becton, that way out was football. He couldn't have done it without the undying support of his parents, Jerome and Simone.
I was a little harder on him than most people were, you know, because I'm dad, you know, but it paid off. You know, he once he got into college, he explained to me why, you know, he was like, Dad, I appreciate you being hard on me because of the simple fact that, you know, it helped him have tough skin, help him deal with certain situations.
The support has always been there, and I always feel the love.
His dad was so hard on him early on because you could see it, right? And his dad probably saw it before anybody else. The athleticism that he had and what he could do as a big guy. And then mom was just loving, right? But no nonsense. And she just didn't take any mess from anybody.
I didn't take anything from anybody.
The first time I met Mekhi, or actually saw Mekhi, of course it was at a youth football game. It might have been 12U or 13U football. And of course he was the biggest kid on the field.
If I was to push a kid over, it was, oh, you can't be doing that, you're too big, you're bigger than him. And so it was always, they always had to check my ID and everything before every game to make sure I was the right age.
We always would take his birth certificate around because they always were saying, like, he's not that age, he's not that age. And we're like, yes, he is.
Going into his 9th grade year, the way he sprouted up that summer, I was like, man, me and Simone bought up some clothes, and then, you know, like by midway through the summer, we had to buy him some more clothes. He's like, oh, I know you're not going through these clothes this fast.
My high school football journey was slow because, I mean, I played JV 9th and 10th grade.
I think it was a gift and a curse because it made him work harder. You know, once he got on varsity, it was like, man, where did this kid come from? Probably
my 10th grade summer going into my 11th grade year, that's when I just shot up and started to get offers and offers and offers.
Aggressive, no quit, definitely wants to learn how to dominate, a student of the game, light on his feet. He wants to protect and be a road grinder. You know, he just wants to clear the path for anybody that's behind him, and he takes it personal. Going through his recruiting process, we all felt, and I'll say this, I'll be the first one on record to say, we all felt that he should have went somewhere other than Louisville. That's what we said.
They didn't feel like it was a good decision. And Dad like, no, he's not going there. And I'm like, hey, he's gonna go where he wants to go.
I chose Louisville because it reminded me a lot of Richmond. So, I mean, the city was just like Richmond. I mean, I was closer to those coaches. So, I mean, it felt like the right decision. My freshman year, it was all up. We had Lamar. It was great.
Lamar Jackson slings it deep. Oh, my goodness, what a pass! Touchdown, Jalen Smith.
My sophomore year, we went 2-10, and then that's when the bad stuff started coming out, stuff like that. Coaches got fired.
Bobby Petrino out of a job at this hour. Louisville has fired the head football coach.
I kept getting comments saying I was lazy and saying just pretty much a lot of bad stuff that I just used as fuel. So I would say a lot of that just made me to go harder.
Following the 2018 season, Louisville hired Scott Satterfield as their new head coach and Dwayne Ledford as their offensive coordinator and offensive line coach. Becton attributes his stark improvement to them.
And so when we first got here to Louisville, one of the first things that he wanted was, Coach, I want to go play in the NFL. And not play in the NFL, he wants to be one of the better ones that the game's had. He approached me and was just like, Coach, I want to be the best tackle in the country this year.
Ledford, he just came in and told me the things I was doing the previous year was not right, so we're going to change everything. And then he just came in and like molded me and helping me to where I'm at now.
There was just a major transformation mentally and physically that then added to the athleticism that we always knew about. That is what everybody sees right now. It's going to put him on another level.
As he lined up at the beginning of the 2019 season, it didn't take long for Becton to catch the attention of one of the top offensive line coaches in the nation.
Where I texted Dwayne and I said, man, this 73 kid can be one of the greatest of all times. And he said, he's getting there. And then by game 2 or 3, he was like, man, we got a monster.
You're going to get it 6'7 1/4", 364 pounds with incredibly long arms.
He moves so well for a big boy.
Tremendous mean streak, which you'll love to see.
I showed that I can do it and I can dominate the man in front of me every play. I always knew about Duke. I always seen him on Twitter and just doing stuff, and then my agency was telling me I was gonna work out with him, so I was ecstatic. So I went there and I was picking his brain a little bit, telling him things I need to work on, and he was just like, "We're gonna work on all that, so you don't have to worry about it."
I met him early in December. We've got him in a group with like Teron Armstead and some other veterans and like Lyle Collins from the Cowboys, and like there's stuff that he does when we're training, and like we just kind of look at each other and go, it's rare, and it's extremely rare to get a guy with those type of gifts and those physical traits, and then it's really rare for a guy that's 6'8", 364 pounds to be that long, powerful, explosive, and just completely, he plays like a complete animal. We knew he was going to be special with just how he worked and some of the mock combine stuff that we did down at Michael Johnson's Performance with Brian McCall and Aaron Piper.
When he down blocks, he just takes everybody with him, and he's moving pretty good.
Oh my word, somebody that large running that fast.
So he ran that 5'1", kind of with his hamstring strain. We had projected him to go sub-5 based upon the mock combine. We had him around like 4.99, 4.98. If we hit a good start, he would have hit something really special.
The first ever virtual NFL draft is officially open.
It was really exciting, nervous.
The New York Giants select Andrew Thomas.
We thought he was going to go higher. So, it was getting tense, like, why isn't he called yet?
The Cleveland Browns select Jedrick Wills.
Hey, McCall, it's Joe Douglas with the Jets. How you doing?
I'm doing good, Coach. How you doing?
I'm great. How ironic is this?
Once he was called, that was all she wrote. And again, he's where he's supposed to be.
It's just a moment I can't forget. Like, I'm getting chills just talking about it right now. It was just great hearing Roger Goodell say my name at the 11th pick. It was amazing.
After being selected 11th overall in the NFL draft, the grind didn't stop for Becton. He attended the O-Line Mastermind Summit, hosted by Duke Manyweather, to pick the brains of the game's best and brightest.
I kind of always had this idea of how I want to have like an O-line clinic and summit that was more of an open dialogue forum. Essentially, we come in and we talk everything under the sun when it comes to offensive line.
If you're in your stance and you kind of got your weight shifted back, if you're a guard or a tackle, they're going to cue when you start to put that toe down and push off, because a lot of you guys do it on tape.
Provide a space to really allow talk and dialogue for all things offensive line development. We open up the floor and allow people to tell their stories, kind of what they've experienced, what to do, what not to do against certain guys.
The hands is the biggest difference from college to the NFL game. Like training with Becton with the Jets now, we was just doing sets and he was real tight, double hand striking as we were going through the simulation. And I'm a guy that put some space between my hands, because when the two-hand strike works, it works. And somebody as big and strong as him is going to really work, knock somebody off their feet. So if a guy is rushing Becton and he swipes with one hand, he can get both with one swipe. Having the space between, especially with his limbs, he can swipe one, he still got another hand in order to protect himself and to block with.
There's a lot of people who helped you along the way. What does it mean to be here and be able to start performing for them?
That means a lot, because I can finally go do what I've been wanting to do all my life. So I mean, it's definitely great. It's a dream come true.
He is such a, he can smile and will light up a room.
They're getting a good kid, good young man. Off the field, he's humble. He's a big teddy bear, but on the field, he's totally different. He's a totally different kid.
Turn around away. It's your choice to make.
Oh, they're getting a great player. They're getting a hard worker. Going to play with a chip on his shoulder.
We want him to be a Jet for a long period of time. We want him to be successful.
Better believe it.
He has a lot of the same traits that some of those Hall of Fame guys have in terms of the mental makeup, the size, the power, the strength, the athleticism, the critical factors for the position. And I've been around Jonathan Ogden. I've been around Willie Rowe. I've been around a lot of the very all-time greats. And to me, Mekhi reminds me of some of those old school golden era offensive tackles, but with some of this new school athleticism that you see from your Lane Johnson, Teron Armstead, Norby Thompson.
I want to make the playoffs. I want to win.